You feel warm, too warm, the kind of warmth that sits on your skin instead of inside it. You shift. The surface beneath you gives soft, lumpy. Familiar in a way you can't place yet. Then the smell hits. Warm cotton, stale skin, the faint chemistry of dried sweat that's been sitting too long. And underneath all of it, something faintly metallic, iron, like a coin held too long in a fist. You don't open your eyes yet. You try to listen instead. There's a hum somewhere far away, a ceiling fan maybe, a refrigerator 3 rooms over. The room is quiet in the specific way rooms get at 3 in the morning, your eyes open. You're lying face down on a vast quilted plain, white and gray, stitched. The horizon curves slightly upward in the distance, like the world is wrapped around something larger than itself. You sit up. A single fiber, thicker than your arm, runs past your knee. You follow it with your eyes. It joins another and another. They braid, they twist, they become a rope. The rope becomes a thread. The thread is one of millions. You're sitting on a bedsheet. You stand. Slowly. Your legs don't trust the surface. It compresses under you with every step, like walking on a held breath. In the distance, a hill rises, smooth, round, white as bone. You walk toward it. It gets bigger. It keeps getting bigger. By the time you reach its base, you understand what it is. A button, mother of pearl, the size of a manhole cover, the size of an entire intersection. The world tilts in your head. You turn around. The mattress stretches out behind you for what looks like a mile. The far edge drops off into shadow. You are inches tall, maybe less. This isn't a field. This is your bed, and you are not alone on it. You walk toward the edge. The smell gets stronger as you get closer. Stale skin, old sweat. Something dry and acrid layered underneath. You crest a fold of fabric and stop. The piping. The seam that runs around the mattress like a city wall. It's the size of a subway tunnel from down here. And along its base, a trail. Dark spots, rust-colored. Some the size of pinheads, some the size of dinner plates. The fecal map. This is how you find them. Entomologists at the University of Kentucky have been mapping infestations this way for decades. The bugs don't hide their roads. They mark them in digested blood. You crouch and touch one, dry, flaking, old. You look up. In the shadow of the piping, in the tight, dark crease where fabric meets fabric, you see the first one, a translucent shell, empty, the size of a small dog, a molted skin left behind by something that grew out of it, then another, then a dozen, a cemetery of shed armor. Beyond it, deeper in the crease, the eggs, white, glued to the fabric, hundreds of them, carefully spaced, and behind the eggs in the dark, the colony. They are not moving, not yet, stacked into the seam like commuters on a packed train, bodies pressed against bodies, hundreds of them, maybe thousands, flat oval, the color of dried apple skin, 6 legs folded neatly underneath, 2 short antennae, waiting. You should run. You don't. You can't stop looking. Cymex lectularius, the common bed bug, cohabiting with humans for at least 3,000 years. There are bed bug fossils in Egyptian archaeological sites dating back to 1352 BC. They almost disappeared from American homes in the 1950s after DDT. Then in the late 1990s and early 2000s, they came back, hard. The EPA called it a national resurgence, pesticide resistance, international travel, crowded housing. They were waiting the whole time. Entomologists at Virginia Tech have documented populations resistant to neonicotinoids, the most widely used class of insecticide in the world. The colony in this seam may be effectively immortal in chemical terms. The chemicals that built modern pest control don't work on it anymore. You take a step back. A breeze moves the air, warm, damp, familiar. You realize what it is at the same moment your body does. Breath. Somewhere above you, a sleeping human is exhaling. The air drifts down. Carbon dioxide. The colony in the seam shifts just slightly. A ripple passes through stacked bodies. Antennae lift. They can taste it. They know. You back away from the seam. Faster now. You head across the mattress, away from the piping toward the center. Maybe height is safety. Maybe distance is. It isn't. You pass another fecal trail, then another. The whole mattress is laced with them, faint lines crisscrossing the fabric in patterns you didn't see before. Highways. There isn't one colony, there are several, connected. You stop in the middle of the plain. The white expanse around you suddenly doesn't feel empty. It feels surrounded. And here's where it gets weirder. Bed bugs don't just hide, they coordinate. Researcher Camilo Cilliander identified the aggregation pheromones in 2008. 5 specific chemical compounds that tell other bed bugs where home is, where it's safe, where to wait out the day. Fecal volatiles, the reason they pile into the same seams, the same cracks, the same crevices, generation after generation. The colony doesn't recruit. It calls. And when they feed, you don't feel it. Their saliva contains over 40 proteins. Some are anesthetics, some are anticoagulants. They can sit on your skin for 5 to 10 minutes drinking and you sleep through it. They drink until their bodies stretch to 3 times their starting size. Then they walk back to the seam, slow, heavy, satisfied. And if they don't find you tonight, that's fine. A bedbug can survive over 400 days without a single meal. Under cool conditions, some lab populations have lasted closer to 500. They don't starve. They wait. They turn their own metabolism down like a thermostat and they wait for breath in the dark. There's something else. The way they reproduce is called traumatic insemination. The male doesn't use the female's reproductive tract at all. He pierces directly through her abdominal wall. Every female in this seam carries scars from it. Every egg in front of you was made that way. You look at the eggs again, hundreds of small white capsules glued in careful rows. Then you look at the colony behind them. And you realize there is no version of this society that is gentle. You touch your arm. 3 small red welts you don't remember getting. You start running. Across the sheets toward the pillows, the only landmark you can see. The fabric bunches under your feet. You stumble. You keep going. The light in this room is fading. You didn't notice that before either. The ceiling above is no longer bright. Someone, somewhere far above this world, is turning off the lamp. The colony knows. You feel it before you see it. The whole mattress beneath you vibrates faintly, not from movement, from mobilization. Thousands of small legs lifting at once. Thousands of antennae tasting the same exhale. You turn back toward the seam. They are coming out. A line of them, single file at first, then 2, then 10 across. Then a sheet of bodies pouring out of the piping like dark water. They move faster than you expected, faster than they look on a hotel mattress in daylight. They move like they know exactly where they're going. Because they do. CO2 detection. They feel the breath above. They calculate the gradient. They march straight up the gradient toward the source. And the source is the sleeping body lying somewhere just above this fabric plane. You hear them now. You shouldn't be able to. They're too small, but there are too many. Thousands of tiny legs on cotton, all at once, sound like a slow rainfall on a tent. The fecal trails light up under them as they walk. Their own roads lit by the bodies of their ancestors. They don't navigate by sight. They follow chemistry. You are between them and a dinner. You run sideways. You aim for the edge. The piping that scared you 20 minutes ago is now your only exit. If the seam is the highway in, it's also the highway out. You reach it. You drop into the gap between mattress and box spring, into the dark crease that was someone's living room a moment ago. You squeeze through stitching, past empty molts, past glued eggs, past one straggler in the seam that turns its head and does not run away from you. It doesn't know what you are. It only knows you're not food. You drop out the other side of the piping. The fabric world disappears behind you. You fall. You land on cotton sheets again, bigger, softer, cooler. And then everything goes white. You open your eyes. You're in your bed, your real bed, your room. The lamp is off. Morning light leaks gray through the blinds. You can hear traffic outside. You can hear the building creak. Your phone is on the nightstand. Your hand is your hand. Your size is your size. You exhale a long one, the kind of breath that feels like it's been waiting in your chest for hours. You sit up slowly. You look down at the sheet. There are three small rust colored dots in a tight cluster, 6 inches from where your shoulder was lying. You don't move for a long time. Then you do what most people do when they see something they don't want to understand. You tell yourself it's old. You tell yourself it's coffee. You tell yourself you would have felt it. You wouldn't have. 40 proteins, 5 to 10 minutes, anesthetic saliva. They are very good at this. They've been doing it longer than you've been a species. You get up, you make coffee, you go to work, you come home, you watch something, you brush your teeth, you climb back into the bed. Above you, the lamp clicks off. In the seam below you, antennae lift. You wake up alone. You always have. You never were.